Hello and welcome to another episode of the Piss Poor Podcast. I'm Stephen.
My name is Ombre. Gaz is dead.
Yeah. He died in a freak accident. I believe it was on a
He
yacht.
got shot. He got shot.
He got shot on
by
a yacht.
Stephen. It was a freak accident where Stephen had a gun in his hand and he shot Gaz in the head.
Yeah, and I had to...
One of those freak accidents where someone gets shot. You know that happened.
Yeah, it happened. And I had to employ... what's your name again, sir?
Ombre.
Ombre. Yeah, this is the guy that I usually hide in my closet and get him out to do the editing for me.
Yeah, that's why it's so fucking good, because you know he's got years of experience. I mean, I've got years of experience on a ranch, an editing ranch.
Yes, we farmed him straight from South America, where all they do is edit videos there.
That's a known fact, well. You can't disprove it. So
Can't
yeah,
disprove
if anyone wants to try and disprove that, you can kind of go and fuck yourself.
You can go and suck a large cock, horse cock,
anyway,
pony cock, donkey cock.
Okay. My name's Gareth, and we're gonna try and pretend that we did one of these late last week, when in reality we haven't done one of these in like fucking 18 months.
Yep.
But yeah, so
it's been a while.
So Stephen, what's been going on in your life, friendo?
What's been going on in my life? Well, I've been playing The Witcher still.
No. I mean, yes, but no, that's not what I was getting to. What I was getting at is that the fine ladies and gents watching this probably don't know that we live together now.
That's not important. You
Okay, now go on. Talk about The Witcher.
Nah, I was kidding. Yeah, no, we live together now. We moved to Liverpool. We got a flat together.
Hilariously, we're still recording this over the internet, so I mean...
Yeah, because we don't have a mic set up yet, so...
No, we don't.
No. I mean, we lived here for 3 months. We should, but we don't.
And if you're wondering why we didn't make one of these, same reason we don't finish half the things we make, it's because, you know, life, you know, your priorities change. You as the viewer have to suffer through that.
Works in mysterious fucking ways, but we're back.
Okay,
we say we're back.
We're back. Let's talk about The Witcher.
Well, I was thinking we should open with what we always open with.
We want to talk about Pokemon.
Okay, yeah. Pokemon.
So y'all might remember that the last episode of this was like a really long recap of every Pokemon in the
40
new game.
minutes of fucking Pokemon.
In the 18 months since then, I have bought that game and played it to completion a lot. I probably spent like 200 hours in that game while I was going through my phase of like trying to catch them all, as they say. It's pretty good.
I'm yet to actually play it. I want to get it soon.
I'm gonna do the unthinkable and get a list of Sun and Moon Pokemon up, because I just want to remember what my team was at the time, just so I can like be like, hey, there's ones that I said I'd like, and they were ones that I liked. I ended up going with Poplio as my starter, which was probably unheard of at the time, because we both shat on Poplio a lot.
No, we didn't though. I've been watching back on that first one, and we shat on Rowlet, or whatever the fuck it was. And we thought Litten looked the best, and we knew that Poplio would have like some mad like next forms, because the water types, we said the water types always look daft in their first one, like, you know, you look at Piplup, fucking all of them, Oshawott.
Yeah, no, totally. And I was well happy. Primarina was sick, man. It was just a cool change of pace for me.
See, I was wondering, like, that, it's made me think now, having watched back at that second Piss Poor podcast, whether I want, when I play it, whether I want to play as Litten or whether I want to play as Poplio. Is that his name? Poplio?
Because I mean, it doesn't matter to me, because I've got them all now. So, I mean, I don't care what you pick, but I would recommend pick Rowlet, bruh.
Nah, fuck that.
Have you not seen his... I don't think his final evolution's sick, man.
I don't think they look cool at all.
Oh, what? Nah, everyone agrees that final evolution's fucking beast. It's fucking Robin Hood. As in... I also ended up using a Salazzle, but I'm 90% sure that at the time of making the original video I was like, people at school. Guess what? Salandit was also a pain in the fucking arse to get. But yeah, you have to catch a female Salandit and then evolve it. And turns out there aren't many female Salandits out there. Not many of them. What else did I rem? I ended up getting the pseudo legendary. I caught all the legendaries. I don't think I used any Ultra Beasts. I still need to get Necrozma, which, speaking of Necrozma, leads us on to Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, since the legendaries in that are the sort of black 2, white 2, melding the central legendary with the two sort of box legendaries.
So when we actually last spoke about this, not all of the Pokemon were announced. So
no.
I've got a list up here, and there's some of these that I've not seen yet. We saw the is it Bally style or I don't know how the fuck is it ballet of
What? Oh, wait.
fucking
Do you mean
of the Oricorio?
Yeah. I got all them, but I never used them. I really like the fire type one though. I think it looks pretty neat.
I think they all look pretty cool.
The designs. I've got to say, Sun and Moon's designs. The first time I saw a few of them, I was like, ha, okay. But they've actually all grown on me like a fair amount over the months. There's some really cool ones out there.
Ooh, so am I right to assume that Rockruff can either assume to Midnight form? Oh, so he evolves to Lycanroc. What's the Midnight form? That looks sick.
Midnight forms are actually easier to get. I think the midday form's cooler, you know. However, have you seen that there's a new form in the new one? The dusk form.
I did just look at this, yes. Lycanroc dusk form. It looks like a mixture of both.
Neat. Yeah, it looks pretty neat. It's got like a nice sort of caramel coat. That's
yeah. And then can we discuss the I Choose You cap Pikachu?
Yeah, it's a Pikachu looking like he's about to rob you of your fucking wallet.
Yeah. It looks like he was brought up in the hood.
Well, you are correct. It is indeed an I Choose You cap Pikachu.
Yep. No, really is. Oh, the Pokemon I Choose You movie. You have to get it from the screening of the movie. I'm pretty sure it's passed, is it not?
Yeah, and I'm also not cool enough to go to a real Pokemon screening.
No, neither.
I'm just gonna say right now though, I was totally right about getting fucking Lunala as my final legendary, because looking at the two new Necrozma forms, the Lunala one's way better than the fucking...
I'm still on fucking...
Solgaleo? Solgaleo, that's what the line's called.
Yeah.
Nah man, my one's got hands reaching out to fucking touch you.
My one also has a hand reaching out as well.
One hand. Yours has one freakish hand. What are you gonna do with that, boy? Jerk yourself off.
Slap you, fucking bitch ass.
Man, I've got my dick for that.
Yeah.
There's actually a Pokemon from Sun and Moon I want to discuss. If you go to the Pokemon from the original Sun and Moon, number 781, which is Delmise, the Anchor one. I want to talk about this one.
Number, which one, sorry?
781.
781. Ah, cool.
Okay. I want to talk about this Pokemon. So I caught them all in Sun and Moon. I don't have the exact stats of what I caught. There's only a couple of Pokemon I didn't get though. I think the only ones I don't have are Necrozma and Guzzlord, which should tell you. Oh, and that fucking, what's that called? Marshadow? Oh no, I've got that. You got that through an event, didn't you? No, I have got that. Okay. So I think I've only got 2 to get. Anyway, okay, so by far the hardest thing to get was Delmise, which is funny because you don't have to trade for it. You don't have to do any shit like that. It's in the game. All you have to do is go to one specific spot on the map where you can catch it, and the 1% chance that you will run into it, and go in and out of this fucking door, right? And when you do get one, the catch rate on it's fucking low as shit, so I had to devise this whole strat. It took me like fucking 6 hours to catch Delmise.
Jesus, that's a weird type. Like, it looks like an anchor, so you think it'd be some sort of water, but ghost and grass.
It would be pretty cool. Its speed's really low, which means it's basically unplayable. It's a shame because if its speed was good, it'd probably be quite a good Pokemon. Although, I don't know, grass types never seem to do that well, but I'm not in touch with that scene at 8 PM.
Okay, so yo, can you go to 774? The Minior
Oh, Minior, yeah, he's
looks
pretty cool.
so cool. It kind of looks like Starmie, you know what I mean?
If you open up the if you right click on the, by the way, we'll put, if Steven's not lazy, he'll have
I'll put the
images
yeah.
we're talking about. Yeah, if you go on Minior, there's different colours of the core.
What do I need to click?
Core, just go on his Pokemon page. Click on it.
Okay.
See all the different colours.
And how did you get the? Oh, sweet.
I don't know. It says Minior changes form after its hit points have been reduced below 50%. Yeah, I know that. I think it's just a random chance. I think.
Has yours been like different colours or?
I must confess, I can't remember. I honestly can't remember. It was a while ago, but yeah, it's pretty neat. They did a lot of stuff like that in the new ones, where they had like a few different sort of flavors of each Pokemon. I think it's just like, just adds a bit of variety. It's also cheap.
I'd also like to point out that you were correct about Tapu Koko. That he looked like he was part of like multiple.
Oh yeah, having caught all of them, they're all really good in competitive play. Especially Tapu Bulu, my G. They are pretty neat designs for Pokemon, and catching them was fun. I especially like the fact that when you're going from island to island, you see the place where you catch them, and you're like, shit, that's where I can catch that one later on. You'll actually do it really early, but you'll get your fucking...
Are they classed as legendaries?
They're pseudo-legend.
Pseudo.
No, they are legendaries. No, they are legendaries.
I really like the look of Tapu Fini, and obviously Tapu Koko as well. Yeah, I think.
Tapu Fini, I think, is pretty strong as well. I think they're all pretty strong.
If you go up a bit, I really like that evolutionary tree of Jangmo, Hakumo, and Como.
Yeah, they're a bit of a ball ache to catch as well, but Como is sick. I used him to beat the fucking league.
Sweet.
Yeah, he's pseudo legendary. He's dragon and fighting. He looks like a fucking beast.
So who's this Cosmog and this Cosmo?
So they evolve into the legendaries. So Cosmog evolves into Lunala and Cosmion evolves into Solgaleo.
They evolve? That's the first time legendaries have evolved.
It's actually Nox Manaphy has an evolution.
Oh yeah.
Well, Fiona evolved to Manaphy. However, it is the first time the box legendaries have had.
Yeah.
Yeah, so a bit of a ball ache to get.
So, wow. I don't want you to like ruin any plot of the game then. So, but what? That's weird as fuck. Because usually, like, the box legendaries are like there constantly, like over the game.
No. So the way, I mean, again, I won't spoil too much, but in this one, I don't know if we're talking about Sun and Moon, these games that came out like fucking like a year ago. But anyway, Cosmog, or Cosmion, but for me it's Cosmog because I had Moon. They're like characters in the game that someone owns, like someone has that Pokemon, and then they evolve near the end, and it's like a big bit, it's a big plot point.
Okay. I just want to like make a point. I want to say that I still agree with what I said last year, with that Game Freak were on fucking meth when they were creating the Pokemon for this game. I'm looking through these legendaries here, and they're fucking nuts. They're cooler than any shit they've made before. Like, fuck.
Well, technically they're not legendary.
What are these
Ultra
then?
Beasts.
Oh, they're Ultra Beast. What the fuck is an Ultra Beast?
It's like... Functionally it is like a legendary, there's just more of them. They're linked to like a certain like quest line in the post game. Yeah, they're pretty sick, aren't they? You can only get certain ones in certain games. But
is there any Megas in this game as well?
No, Megas are just 7.
Okay.
Did this have the Alolan forms, didn't it, instead?
Ah, yeah, they were so good. Are they on this list? I don't see any of them on this list.
No, they'll be under forms.
Ah, okay. That Buzzwole
I was
looks
pretty
fucking
hit and miss
sick.
on some of them. Ghost Lord, yeah, Ghost Lord.
794.
Necrozma. Oh, yeah. Necrozma, if you go down, is a legendary, though. He's fucking sick.
Oh, that's the one I'm assuming that's the one they cross with for Ultra. They did that with Black and White too as well, didn't they? There was like a random extra. And they also did that with... That's the thing they do a lot. They did it with Platinum as well. Because Platinum Giratina...
Did they?
Oh...
No, they didn't. Giratina just had 2 forms.
Oh yeah, no, Giratina had 2 forms.
No, but I actually want to talk about this because Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon I have high hopes for. Not that I thought that Sun and Moon were way better than Black and White. I thought Sun and Moon were better than X and Y as well. Although not everyone agrees with that. But I have very high hopes for Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon simply because Black and White 2 were so fucking good.
Yeah, they were.
Like, I have high hopes.
It's just, with like Platinum though, it's the same concept. They've taken like a side legendary and made it like the main legendary of the game then. Of like
yeah. But I mean, you say that, but that's exactly what they did with... Oh,
they did it with Emerald as well.
Was Rayquaza even in Ruby and Sapphire?
I think you could get it as like a side thing. You definitely can in Alpha Sapphire, I think.
Like, yeah, obviously.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure you could in the originals. Oh, Marshadow is cool.
You can indeed get Rayquaza in Ruby and Sapphire. Marshadow is pretty neat. You get them through an event. Like, if you get the game, you can just get Marshadow, I think. He's got well high speed. Anyway, okay, we should talk about the mechanics in the new game. Oh, actually, no. Have you got the new Ultra Beasts up?
Yes, I have.
Okay. So they went even fucking wackier with these.
First looks like they've taken Meth and then looked at Mr. Mime.
That's terrifying. It's actually scary as fuck.
What the fuck is it meant to be? I guess it's meant to be some sort of clown or something along those lines.
Okay, anyone who's watching or listening to this who's seen Madoka Magica will agree that that looks like something from Madoka Magica. That's the sort of kind of happy but creepy as fuck shit that Madoka Magica was all about.
And they've got these last two have got very industrial names. Assembly and Adhesive.
Yeah, I mean Adhesive literally looks like his head's a fucking glue gun, so...
Are these like confirmed names though? US name? No, these aren't confirmed.
No, I guess not. No, yeah, because they also had code names in for the original ones as well.
Yeah.
Assembly looks like something from fucking Twilight Princess. You know,
it
the
looks
fucking
like
second to last dungeon.
It looks like another form of. Oh my god, I'm shit with names. Fucking.
Here's the bit where we wait for Steven to think of.
To think of the name? No, I ain't thinking of the name, mate. Metagross.
Oh, no it doesn't. What the fuck?
Metagross, is it Metagross?
Yeah.
No, it looks like one of the fucking Reggies, I think. With the fucking multiple eyes and stuff.
I tell you what it really looks like. It looks like one of the fucking Guardian things, or whatever the fuck they're called from Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, no, I do see that.
So yeah, pretty neat design. It's weird, once I warmed up to the Sun and Moon design style, I've actually really come to like it. Like, it's so different.
That's what I liked about, like, when we were looking at them last year, I was so looking forward to. I just didn't end up getting the game though because money, but I was so looking forward to that game because of just how different it looked from the others.
You know, I mean, I own Omega Ruby, but I think you made a mistake in getting Alpha Sapphire instead of waiting for Sun.
I got Alpha Sapphire. I got it for Christmas, Alpha Sapphire. Well, I didn't get it myself. Or my birthday I got it for.
Shit.
Adhesive looks like something off Ratchet and Clank.
Maybe I see that, yeah. I sort of
like
see
something Nefarious would make. He's got the sort of Nefarious shaped head.
It's got a fucking U-shaped head. That's what your head looks like.
Oh yeah, screw you.
Fucking like 3 dicks coming off
Yeah,
the top.
mate. Yeah, mate. Yeah, just keep chatting shit, mate. Look at you. Oh, fuck. Beware has a fucking... I didn't realise it was a final evolution.
Yeah, it is. It is a Fluffle.
Stuffle.
Or Stuffle, yeah. Who is the cutest fucking Pokemon. Oh
And
my
turns
god.
into this fucking pedo bear.
Nah, Peter Bear's great too. Some of these some of these I used and some of these I didn't, but one of the ones that I like, because I never got around to using, because I didn't get into later, is Araquanid, which is the sort of water spider with the fucking bubble around its head.
Oh,
that shit's fucking
yeah,
sick.
that looks fucking...
It's rad.
It reminds me of...
That
you
one
know the fucking
angel
cell...
from
No, well,
Evangelion.
yes, but you know the cell one from Black and White?
Oh, yeah, you're talking about Riunculus. I sort of see it, I guess, because it's got a bubble.
Yeah, no, it just reminds me of it, because obviously it has a bubble and then it has a thing inside the bubble in that
Yeah,
as well.
I see it.
We were right in the fact that Bonsweet had an evolutionary tree that's just sort of irrelevant. You just evolve it to, you know, get all of them on the Pokedex. Don't look like anything I'd use. They're solely grass types. It's the 761.
Thank you. Oh, yeah, you know, Serena, the one with like the fucking long ass hair and shit. There's a lot of porn.
Picky Peck. Obviously, I wasn't keen on the. I think
Yeah.
you know, it's sort of a Disney design.
Yeah.
But the fact that like, you know, most of the bird evolutions trees in Pokemon just all look very similar to the others. The fact it turns into a bird that looks so different to any of the other evolution trees, Toucannon, that looks so cool.
Yeah, that's one thing that this game did, which the other games really never did. I mean, apparently each generation does have a theme, but fuck if I can see it. Like, Gen 1, they were just like...
anything.
Yeah, but this generation, the fact that they themed everything around the environment was really cool.
They've done it really well.
Added to the feel. Also, I mean, it's not Pokemon, but the character creation in the new one was great. I really liked it. I spent a lot of time prettying at my female, obviously, because I only play girls in games.
I will only play female in Pokemon as well. I have no idea where the fuck they're going with this franchise after this. Like,
probably to... They said they're making a Switch game.
A Twitch game?
A Switch game.
Oh, I was gonna say, like, what? They're buying into that the Twitch thing. Pokemon plays
streaming,
Twitch.
The streaming market,
yeah. Switch game. Is it gonna be like fucking Colosseum or whatever the fuck it was? Pokemon
like
XD.
Skyrim.
Or is it gonna be?
Like
it's gonna be Skyrim. You gonna play as Skyrim.
Honestly,
or is it gonna be like an actual Pokemon game?
When it was announced, everyone was like, "Oh, well, they did say it's going to be the first time that the main." So apparently, it's going to be Generation 8. Apparently, Generation 8 is going to be on the Switch, which I can kind of see because the Switch has the pad.
Yeah.
So that's interesting.
So it means we need to get a Switch because we need it for Breath of the Wild, Mario Odyssey, and this new Pokemon game.
Right, and speaking of
with
both
that...
of those games, segues. Right, so hold on, disclaimer, neither of us, we're going to go halves on a Switch. Neither of us have played any of these games, obviously not Odyssey because it's not fucking out, but am I right in saying we've both watched the Breath of the Wild playthrough? I know I have.
I've not watched the complete playthrough because I don't want to spoil it, but I've watched gameplay. Gameplay.
So, firstly, you reminded me that, once again, I saw into the future and was correct in saying, you know, I was going to ask you to edit it in, but I was like, I'll save you the effort. In the last episode, I was like, Breath of the Wild, isn't it just going to be like Zelda 1? It's going to be the most Zelda-ish of all the Zelda games. And indeed, that is what it was. because you can just kind of do whatever. You can go in whatever direction you want and just kind of discover shit for yourself. And it, honestly, like, I'm very excited to play it whenever we.
I think it looks. Out of all the games, save maybe like yeah. Out of all the games, it looks like the smoothest to play. Like, it doesn't look clunky at all.
Yeah, I think that unlike, okay, so in a way it is. Thing is, Zelda means two things. To some people, Zelda is the original Zelda, and to like our generation, Zelda is Ocarina of Time style Zelda. Which one's better is a completely subjective thing, and I don't really have an opinion on it, to be honest. I mean, I prefer Majora's Mask Zelda, but that's not going to happen again. I'm excited for the fact that it's not going to be... Cause like, we've already got Twilight Princess and Ocarina of Time, and both those games are great, so, I mean, you don't need a fucking...
I was happy with Wind Waker as well. Wind Waker was top notch.
Yeah, I also have bad opinions, but you
Ooh.
know...
Even fuck you.
Do you want to know a game that was better? Do you want to know a game that was better than Wind Waker? This is gonna piss off. Spirit Tracks was better than Wind Waker.
Absolutely not. You've not even played Wind Waker.
Yeah, I can still have opinions.
Wind Waker, Spirit Tracks, and that shit one that was Phantom Hourglass.
Oh, Phantom Hourglass. I have a Phantom Hourglass shirt. I played that like 3-4 times. You know, I played that a lot as a kid.
Oh no, I played it a lot, but they're both like piggybacking off of Wind Waker. They both piggyback off of it.
They're both improving on mechanics that Wind Waker has.
Ooh, not at all. Not at all.
Okay, well, here's the thing. See, Wind Waker has a quest in it. I know this shit 'cause I know everything. Wind Waker has a quest in it where you collect parts of the Triforce, and it's fucking terrible, and it's clearly just fucking padding, and there's only like 4 fucking dungeons in it. Spirit Tracks had more dungeons. It wasn't an endless ocean, but there was actually shit to do along the tracks. Wowee. What an improvement. There's actual things to do in our game. Not just,
but you had to use a fucking train, and it looked like ass.
You clearly never played it.
I did play it. I had them both. I disliked that game.
My name is Stephen.
I disliked that game to the point where I didn't want to play it anymore. I chose to stop playing it.
I mean, that's fair, you know. Look, one day I'll have an opinion as bad as yours.
Yeah, of course.
Another thing that Spirit Tracks did well is it had a fucking sick-ass soundtrack, so it's way better than Wind Waker's shit fucking themes.
Wrong. No.
In other news,
anyway, Mario Odyssey!
Super Mario Odyssey has been announced, and that looks pretty great. It looks like Galaxy 3, which is basically what we've asked for fucking like the last 4 years.
And you can do that you can do that sick shit where you throw the hat onto different things. There's a Mario fucking T-Rex, like what? Right, yeah, Nintendo and all their like fucking companies under them, like Game Freak, are on crack. They're on fucking crack.
Yeah, they are on crack.
Look at this shit. Mario Odyssey. Breath of the Wild's fucking wacky. You can pick up leaves and attack enemies with them. Like what?
Yeah, you know, like most people, I think we were sold on that Donkey video where he's fucking like doing shit, but the breadth of that game is phenomenal. Like, just the shit. It's
I know,
like,
there's just...
hey, here's some stuff you can do it.
There's so much you can do in it, and then Mario Odyssey looks wacky. Fucking Pokemon Sun and Moon is just out there. They made a fucking Mario and Rabbids XCOM game.
Oh, yeah, they made it XCOM. Sadly, that didn't live up to our kind of weird hype and was apparently kind of bad, but which is a shame because...
Yeah. Well, it's had mixed reviews. I've heard some people really enjoyed it. I know The Escapist said he really didn't enjoy it, but, you know, he hates fucking everything.
I assume you mean Jim Sterling.
Zero punctuation. Sorry.
Oh, you mean Yahtzee?
Yeah, Yahtzee. Fucking...
The Escapist.
It's got like 7 names.
He's not The Escapist. The Escapist is the name of the publication.
Yeah.
Ooh. Yeah. I mean, we won't get it. It's a shame because if it was good, I would have been like, yeah, we should get it. But no, it's fine.
It's still
We can
wacky
save our
though.
money.
I mean, to be fair,
It does look like a zany adventure. It does indeed look like a zany adventure.
not that, it's that they're just trying new shit for once. Like, they've always done that with their consoles, but like, with like Mario Galaxy and like the 3D Marios, they do try wacky things with it, but their standard Mario games are all the fucking same, except they get easier. And like, and they've been going through a long loop of just remaking Zelda games, and they're finally trying to actually do some cool shit. I mean, like, they clearly couldn't, you know, with the Wii U, again, they piggybacked off the success of the Wii. They tried to make something similar. I know they've kind of done the same with the Switch, but they've refined it.
Okay, so here's the thing about Nintendo, right? Nintendo are really good at designing their core franchises and building on shit they've already got, and they're fucking god awful at making new shit nowadays.
Although Splatoon is apparently very good.
I haven't heard that. I've heard that Splatoon 1 was pretty decent, and that Splatoon 2 is again pretty decent, but really didn't do enough. It's like Pokken Tournament.
Yeah.
That is really... Although Sizzle's in it now, so we probably will end up getting that.
One thing I'll say about the Switch is, like, apart from Breath of the Wild, which anyone that owned a Switch owned Breath of the Wild.
Obviously.
Other than that, had a very weak title launch. Like, it was like, there was like 3 games, I think. It was, Breath of the Wild.
Metroid Prime 4 is happening though, so that's cool.
Yeah.
Metroid Prime 4, I hope they go back to the Prime style map design, not fucking Corruption. Even though I like Corruption's kind of more cinematic take on it, Prime had the open world style, which is present in like, not so much, it's like Hollow Knight. Well, Hollow Knight's like it. Whereas Corruption is more like Ori and the Blind Forest, and while I like, well, that's actually a really good comparison. So, you know how Ori, I don't know, if you haven't played Ori, have you?
I have not played Ori, but I want to play Ori very badly.
So Ori and the Blind Forest, the map design is iffy, but the controls and like the feel of it is like fucking impeccable. Just like how everything looks and feels amazing. Whereas Hollow Knight, it's way rougher around the edges, it's way buggier. At times it feels almost unfinished, but the map design is fucking like what saves it and makes it great. And it's the same with Metroid Prime and Metroid Prime 3. Metroid Prime 2 is worse than either of them, so I don't really talk about it.
I've never been a fan of Metroid, I'm not gonna lie. I will play, I played Other M on the Wii because everyone hyped the shit out of it.
If you haven't played Prime, then that's not a valid opinion. You've got to have played Prime from start to finish.
And they made, what was it, Metroid Return of Samus for the 3DS, did they not? Remade an old Game Boy one?
Apparently that's really good. It's Metroid 2 remade, which apparently is good. I keep seeing it in game. I'm like, I like Metroid and I have a 3DS, so maybe I should buy that. But
maybe I should get that.
But, I mean, there's so much other shit I want to buy with it.
Yeah, I know. Anyway, so actually, I sent over a link on Discord to actually talk about Mario Odyssey now. There's some screenshots here on this thing I just sent you that I'll put into the video, but they look wacky. Now,
oh, what the fuck?
Scroll down to, can you see him in like the Explorer hat?
Yeah.
Right, so the first screenshot, we'll just go into not much detail about each screenshot.
Yeah, don't click on it. It auto scrolls like fucking. It's auto scrolling. So that first one, there's like a toucan with a hat on, and then Mario also has a hat on.
What is
Just got
this?
a shirt on. In the background, there's a snail.
There is a snail in the background, yeah. What? It looks like some sort of desert area. What's this? Oh man, this looks wacky. Have you seen the next one where he's playing as one of the he's got his hat on one of the fish?
No, he's a fish. He's one of the fucking sheeps.
But then look at that dog. It's completely different two art styles. What the fuck? There's Mario,
Yeah,
and then there's like Nintendo sort of thing.
Okay, the fourth one's the fucking T.
Yo, yeah, the T-Rex with the little mustache on.
Fuck yeah, that looks awesome.
It does. And then the Goomba with the fucking Mario hat on, the mustache.
Yeah, from that picture it looks like you'll be able to maybe like command Goombas with the Goomba hat on.
Maybe, yeah.
That's what I should.
That'd be cool if you had to like sort of a Lemmings sort of style.
Yeah, maybe like just mob things, I don't really know.
Yeah.
Or maybe you're gonna build towers and stuff. Okay, I want to talk about the next one. Okay, so the thing you collect in this game, it's not stars or coins anymore. It's moons. You collect little moons.
Yeah.
Like green moons. And there's in all the promotional art, in the lyrics to the theme song, and in like a lot of the levels, there's moon present. So I guess there's gonna be a lot of like lunar symbolism in the new one, which is pretty neat.
I suppose that fits in with the sort of Odyssey title. I don't know why Odyssey makes me think of like, I guess the moon. The moon. Although see that ship on top of.
Yeah. Is that like a Bowser ship?
Yeah, but it looks like it looks like one of the ones out of Paper Mario. Like it doesn't look like a 3D model. Like
this, I think that picture might be the hub world.
Hey, maybe, yeah, maybe.
That's what I saw.
It's like decolorized, like sort of.
Although no, that can't be, because apparently you're on a ship on this. Like the hub is like a Mario Galaxy 2 sort of thing, where you're on like a.
That's cool because I. Okay, right. What? But go to the next image now.
That's a tank with a Mario hat on, firing at some sort of electric snake, Dark Souls boss.
And there is, if you look in the center of it, like a Bowser's face.
Oh yeah. What the fuck? I think that's like a billboard in the background.
I genuinely don't know what's going to happen with this game. It's so wacky that I have no predictions. Obviously, Peach is probably going to go missing again.
Well, obviously. But...
I think the weirdest part for me though was seeing Mario like walking next to actual humans.
Okay, hold on. Go to 9. Skip the festival one. Go on to the one where Mario's dressed in white.
Baller.
Okay, nah. I'm calling it now. This game's about slavery. Because Mario looking full on slave over there.
Oh, he's looking like Mr. Johnson himself.
He's looking like he's about to fucking...
He's looking like a plantation owner. Plantation owner there. That's Bowser's ship looking funky too. Jesus.
Yeah, have you seen Bowser with like cane and shit? We might get a picture of it later on, but...
I have not seen that picture.
Bowser's looking fly as fuck.
Have you seen them throwing the frying pans at each other in the next image?
Yeah, that's a pretty sick action shot, I gotta say.
Yeah. This looks like the new sort of... I'd say sort of mix between Mario 64 and Mario Galaxy. Like, I know technically Mario Galaxy came from 64 anyway, but 64 had like the wacky difference in worlds.
Yeah, true.
And
the whole taking over thing mechanic is reminding me of something, but I can't quite think what.
I would haven't. What the fuck? There's... the next image is him ghosting into a fucking human.
Yeah, I mean... Anyway, moving on. The next one's Odyssey. That's the Odyssey. That's the ship.
Okay, that reminds me so much of Galaxy.
Yeah.
Geez, the Galaxy, you collected all the little stars, didn't you?
Yeah, that's moons.
Wow.
So maybe it'll tie in.
Maybe it will. That looks so so
it
much
looks
like...
Galaxy, you know?
Yeah. Do you think the ship will get bigger? Because that's quite a small...
Yeah, it's difficult to say.
What's with this top hat theme? Because you're not throwing a top hat, you're throwing Mario's hat. But everything seems to be in these top hat themes.
I think it's just a hat theme in general.
Because obviously you got the white clothes for him.
What the fuck is happening in number 13? So, Mario's got all 7 Chaos Emeralds, supersonicing up the side of a fucking building like Man of Steel, fucking... He's about to fucking punch someone through about to fucking punch Bowser through a fucking building.
What the fuck's he turned into? Electricity?
Okay, I'm very hopeful of these level designs.
Ooh, have you got a number 14 there?
Yeah. It's looking kind of open worldy.
Some of them do. Well, actually, a lot of them do. Like the New York one looks open world. This sort of Explorer one looks open world. Are those a new enemy? They look different.
No, Spinies have always been in it. They're just like a redesign.
Redesign of them. Yeah. And then number 15. There's the classic Mario on a wall.
He's like ghosting into a wall of some sort. Mariachi band.
Mariachi band. Oh, that's cool. With the little, they look so adorable. I used to love that. You know, the little stars that you had to collect.
Yeah.
Thought they looked so cute.
Yeah, these memes are pretty neat. And they've got a consistent theme. What the fuck is this emoji movie bullshit?
Is he playing as lava or something, or goo? It looks like the goo in fucking Hollow Knight.
It honestly looks like a fucking yeah, it does a bit. It looks like a fucking LSD trip, honestly.
But what? Yeah, what is this world? Everything's made of meth.
I hate when that
meth
happens.
crystals.
Honey, I'm made of meth.
Ooh.
Damn.
Ooh, damn. Let me tap that peaches.
I'm about to fucking smash.
So obviously she's being forced to marry Bowser, it looks like.
Yeah.
And she's been given... I like that little touch that the bouquets, like the piranha plants.
Yes. Damn shit. Okay, I never played it, but I watched Game Grumps play it. Okay, you know 3D World, the one for the Wii U?
Yeah.
Okay, in fact, I'm gonna find this. This is the sort of high quality content that I love doing. Peach 3D World. Okay. I want to find all the different peaches. Sorry, you can.
So I just want to make a point with the next image. I have no fucking idea what's going on. The ship's landed in the desert, but there is a boo that's like half of its body looks like a top hat.
Oh, that's neat. What if it's like King Boo is the top hats?
I don't know. But what if you can like change your hat or something? What if you like unlock different hats along the way? Because he was wearing the white outfit with the white top hat.
Yeah, I'm ashamed to say that I don't have a memes folder on my computer.
I don't anymore either. Delete it. However, I'm not sure what I think of the way Mario sort of ghosts into people.
I feel like taking a picture midway through the animation probably wasn't the best fucking shout, but
no.
We'll see. It looks kind of wacky.
Yeah, it does look kind of wacky.
I mean, the whole game looks a bit wacky.
Mario Odyssey. So she's being kidnapped yet again, forced to marry Bowser, and looking kind of hot, if I don't say so myself.
Yeah, well, this is what I'm getting to. Okay, so go into the chat. You can put this in the video. Okay, we're just talking about these peach designs.
Peach.
No, I'm not talking about Cat Peach.
The fucking Fire Peach is cool. Holy shit.
Waifu material.
Damn.
I'm saying.
She cool as fuck.
No. She looking like she gon' get that ass smashed. Also, Nintendo, whoever's doing character designs at Nintendo definitely has a thing for fucking blonde girls with ponytails. Because I see that Samus design, I see that Peach design, I see you, bro. I feel you. I feel it. I feel these character designs. That's why I want Nintendo. I just want these fucking acid trip games with fucking fit female protagonists. And that's it. That's all I want from you. Yo, I saw new Zelda from Breath of the Wild. She looking fine.
You know, you know, they're making these kids games with fit female leads. You know.
It's indoctrination. Nintendo's saying you gotta be straight.
You gotta be straight. You gotta tap that fine female ass. Anyway, so
all in all, we're hyper excited for Mario Odyssey.
Okay, with that, I think we should move on off of Nintendo.
Yeah, it's funny that we spent so much time on Nintendo when we don't play that much.
I know, but there's a lot to talk about. I mean, we used to play a lot, and the only reason we don't play that much Nintendo... I mean, I play a lot on my 3DS, but it's because we didn't get a Wii U. Because Wii U's... there wasn't that much on there.
True.
That was relevant. I mean, Mario Maker looked really good, and I hope they re-release that for the Switch.
Yeah. Okay, so we've got a few things written down here. Some of these we won't have time to talk about.
Yeah, we can talk about
leave them
the next time.
We can leave them for when they're more relevant. But that's obviously, since we were just talking about Metroid, and since I literally finished it, well, I haven't finished it, but since I basically finished it today, may I talk about Hollow Knight for a second?
Indeed.
Okay, so yeah, I played Hollow Knight. Steven pushed me to buy and play Hollow Knight, and I thank you, Steven, because it's been pretty fucking excellent.
I'd just say I haven't actually completed it myself. I've played a few hours of it, and I loved what I played, and so I pushed Gaz to buy it, and he's just been non-stop playing it.
Yeah, I mean, in between the last time we did this podcast and now, I got really into Bloodborne and Dark Souls, like many other people, and Steve was like, hey, this is hard. And it was hard. It's very hard. It's also very fucking good. So, the thing that... Okay, so what Hollow Knight does well... when I played Ori earlier this year, I thought, oh, that's my game of the year. Because that's also like a Metroidvania style game. And you end the game in such like a great state. Like, Ori has this really good move in it, Bash, where you sort of target an enemy, you sort of go in slow motion, and then you aim which way the enemy's going to fly off, and you fly off in the opposite direction, so you can use it both to kill enemies and as a platforming thing.
Oh, that's pretty sweet.
And yeah, and you get double jumps and all this other shit, like, and dashes and whatever. By the end
with
of
that move, could you set it up so that you aim to hit another enemy then, and then like double up it, double it up?
You could use them to hit fucking switches, and yeah, you could use their projectiles as well. You could fire like. You could have an enemy fire projectile at you, and you could use that projectile to hit another projectile into another enemy, sort of shit, you know? So it's pretty fucking great, and I thought, oh, Ori's definitely going to be my game of the year, and they've announced the second one, and it looks fucking amazing, from that cool trailer they released. And you know that that's going to be the art style of the actual game, so I'm super excited for that. There's a giant spider in it, which I'm excited for, because as Limbo has taught us, if there's a giant spider in your game, it's going to be a good game. But Hollow Knight is better. Though maybe it's not as well made. Like, Ori was this short, polished, like, experience. Like, the art and sound and design of everything was, like, spot on. But some of the game pacing was iffy. It was clearly meant to be a platformer more than a combat game. With Hollow Knight, I mean, you see me playing it. It's an action game. It's a combat game. But for sure, the combat mechanics are so fucking deep. Ori, it sets to get you to a certain point, like any sort of platformer, whereas fucking Hollow Knight, man, oh dude, the thing that game does well is its level design, like, and enemy design as well, though many of the enemies do just sort of run at you, but some of the enemy design, like these bees in the hive, where they like charge at you, but it's got like a really specific timing to it, and dodging them is super satisfying, because you can trick them into like drilling down to the floor, and then you like hit them on the head. That whole juggling mechanic. Yeah,
the juggling mechanic's cool. Especially, I was watching you play one of the arenas earlier, and you I think you were going for like a few minutes of just juggling.
Yeah, it's great, just like bouncing from one thing to another. I think what both of those games have proven to me is that when you have an action platformer, the things that a developer needs to work on is making those two things interconnect. So in Ori with the bash move, and then in Hollow Knight with the juggling, where you can hit down onto an enemy's head and bounce up into the air. It's kind of like Mario, but you have more control over it. The way that you could feed that into each other, so you're platforming and doing damage to enemies at the same time, it creates this really cool, complex game loop. Then you start adding in bosses and more complex enemy designs, different enemies, and it's awesome, man. The one thing Hollow Knight didn't do was it didn't escalate quick enough, but that's okay because I feel like the end game content... I'm impressed, man. Hollow Knight, the boss designs, world design, the music's good. It's buggy as fuck, and it needs more content, but they're releasing so much free shit that I can't even complain. Technically, it doesn't need more content since it's... I'm just going to talk about a couple of last things. The moments that I liked best in Hollow Knight were any time where it felt the game was fair, and actually, assuming that you're going to speak... I know you speak about The Witcher this episode, but I don't know if you're going to be speaking about Horizon. If so, there's a bit... So I watched you play Horizon the other day, and we'll get onto that in a sec, but anytime the game was sort of throwing shit at me that I did not expect, and I spoil a lot of shit about games for myself, so when games do surprise me, it's very telling, because it means that it was really fucking, like, just well hidden sort of surprise. Yeah. And some of the, like, rematch fights, I was just shocked at how well put together some of the bosses were. Like, in the first sort of free update for the game, they added in a rematch with the Dung Defender boss, which was already a cool boss fight. But they added like even more moves to it, and it was just so fucking complicated, and there was all these patterns to learn, and I don't know, man, it just tested me. It tested me, and there were so many different mechanics in the game already, like movement mechanics. Obviously the charms gave you all these different combat and movement things. It pushed you a lot to like not just be good at the game, though obviously that helps, but to just learn the ins and outs of the mechanics, and it was in depth, and it was great. Hollow Knight, 9 out of 10. If we're talking purely on games that came out this year, it's probably my game of the year, honestly. Since Dark Souls 3 came out last year. The Ring City came out this year, and Ring City might be better than that, but I don't know.
Obviously you're looking forward to the second Ori, which I can't quite remember the name of.
Oh, it's some fucking shit. Something to do with the wind, maybe?
Yeah, I thought that as well. I was thinking like Ori and the something.
It's
Wind?
Will of the Wisps. It's the Will of the Wisps.
Yes, Will of the Wisps.
The trailer looked pretty as fuck.
I can agree. It's actually what made me want to play Ori and the Blind Forest, because...
Yeah, same. Well, just like the giant... I mean, it's funny because in that trailer... Well, it's not funny, but in that trailer there's a bit with an owl crying. Obviously, when I first saw that trailer, I hadn't played the first one, so I was like, why is the owl crying? Now I know why the owl's crying, and it makes me sad. That game had a lot of emotional hooks in it, considering that the characters can't really fucking speak. It's great.
So
it's fucking great.
You've pretty much finished Hollow Knight now. You'll probably finish it tomorrow or this weekend.
Yeah, I've literally just got one boss left and I'm done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What will you be moving on
40
to?
hours. Ooh, that's a good question actually. Well, currently, outside of those games, see, we could make this podcast go for like 3 hours if we want, but we should limit ourselves.
I'd say max 2 hours.
Yeah, that's what I would agree on. At the moment, the other games I got on the go are... I had From Dust, which I finished, which I won't bother going into this episode, but From Dust was good. It was okay. It was really kind of... The AI was shit. It's a puzzle game, you play as God, you make paths and shit, and you like kind of terraform the earth, which is pretty neat, and it's a really cool concept, but it's just fucking... The AI is fucking... The pathfinding on the AI is fucking, like, god-awful, and it really fucking ruins the experience, which is a shame.
I suggested you play, Kerbal Space Program next, because you haven't actually properly played it yet, have you?
Yeah. I'm actually back on Bioshock 1. Fun fact, I've never finished Bioshock 1. I sort of picked up from where I left off last time. I played another level of it, another like section. So I finished Arcadia now. So I'm on to the next bit, which apparently is really good. It's the bit with the artist dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, apparently I hear that's good, so I'm excited. I'm also playing Prison Architect, which you got me to. Well, I actually sort of picked it up, but then you pushed me
I got you to.
play more of it.
I actually need to show you my
good.
prison. I'll put a screenshot on the podcast now, but my prison's pretty fucking big. I'll put yours on there as well for like size comparison.
So, sounds it's cool. It's a good game. It's mechanically pretty great. It's a bit easy. It's like many games like that, management games. It starts off hard, and I feel like it gets easier. Do you know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
When you first start off, you're like, yeah. But once you sort of get your shit together, it's fun. It's satisfying.
But there's a lot of like it doesn't tell you what to do. There's a lot of mechanics you find. Like I'm still finding new mechanics. Like, and I think they used to be very buggy, but I feel it's become well polished. Like I bought it early access.
I think I bought it early access. I bought it alpha, I think.
It's one thing that's come out of, it's one early access that's actually good. Good things have come out of early access, and bad things have come out, and this is a good thing. Oh God.
Okay, so do you want to, since I talked about what I've just finished and what I'm getting on to, do you want to talk about what you just finished?
2 years ago, just over that, bought Witcher 3. Actually, I bought that the week it came out because the reviews were so good for it. I was like, do you know what? I ain't waiting any longer. I'm gonna get this. And I got it, and I played it. I played the main story. I loved it. And then I started playing it again after I tried to just play the main story the first time I played it. I didn't go too much into any of the collecting, trying to platinum it, and so I played it again. I started playing it about a year and a half ago, and I've finally platinumed it now. And wow, that game, not only is it stunning to look at, I mean you've seen Blood and Wine, it's fucking beautiful.
Yeah, it's pretty,
but the characters capture, and you disagree with me that the combat's good, but that's because you like the From Software games where the combat's actually very polished in the From games.
I'll let you speak for a bit, but yeah, go
on. I love the way the combat works, how you can mix in magic, how you can mix in, using all the different, you memorize the different potions you can use, oils, just all the knowledge you need about like each monster. I love that. I love it. The story had its hooks in me. When you finish Velen, the game's been out for a fucking while now, so I'm not going to spoil the late stuff, but Velen's early on, and you've seen Velen stuff. Anyone else?
I finished Velen.
You finished Velen, yeah. So anyone else that doesn't want to hear, so just skip a couple minutes ahead. But the game had its hooks in me. When you come back to Velen, and if you let a tree spirit out like way earlier on in the game, then it fucks up like one of the main plot lines basically, and you find the Baron's hung himself, and seeing him hanging there and having just complete this story to like try and get his wife and his daughter back, it just sort of, it hurt, but it had its hooks in me from that point, and then that's it. That sort of cuts off the Velen bit for you, and you're like, well, I guess I go to Novigrad, and you get this long journey up where you start leaving this shithole that is Velen behind, and the land starts to gradually get nicer, and in the distance you just see this colossus of a city, and you go in, and suddenly there's all these new, you've only really seen humans in Velen, and then you've got like elves, hooded figures, dwarves, all roaming about this city. And you start the plot line in Novigrad, and there's so many layers to the Novigrad plot line. I don't want to spoil any of it for you or for the viewers here, but honestly, I started that Novigrad bit, and I literally played it straight for a week, just constantly getting through it, and I complete it, and I was sad that I complete the main game. It feels to me like the Mass Effect 2 of the Witcher franchise. Definitely, because you have this sort of suicide-esque mission at the end as well. What else is to be said about it without spoiling it, to be honest?
Okay, well, if you want to have that conversation about combat, I mean, I'm not gonna talk about Bloodborne right now. I feel like we'll get round to all that when you finally get round to playing Bloodborne or Dark Souls or something. Which, out of interest, by the way, I never mentioned it, but would you feel better playing Dark Souls instead of Bloodborne? Would that interest you more?
No, Bloodborne interests me more. I'm not interested in playing Bloodborne. I just
Dark Souls.
I had things that I've bought before it, or things that I'm more interested in playing. Because remember, we have different interests in games these days.
No, I agree, but I'm just I totally. It's just.
And I know you want me to play Bloodborne, but like, there's games that have like higher priorities for it at the minute, like Horizon, which now that I've finally finished Blood and Wine.
Wait, no, I didn't even get to the point.
Hey?
While I'm saving the From Software discussion for a later date, what I'm not saving is the combat discussion that we were about to fucking have. And it's actually good that you just said Horizon, because I can tie that in as well. Okay, so, to me, I know I'm pretty stubborn, but I'm going to try and be reasonable. I can see why you like Witcher combat, and Witcher 3 combat, when you compare it to other RPGs of the same ilk, Witcher 3 combat is way better. But having played a game having played From Software games, all combat in all games, like melee combat anyway, has been just totally fucking spoiled for me. Like no games do it as well as that. None. Like I look at The Witcher and I like The Witcher. Like, I've enjoyed what I've played of it, which I know probably seems like very little compared to you, but I mean I still put in like 40 hours. So I mean, I've played it quite a fair bit, and the combat in that game it's good, but it's not skill based. It's entirely knowledge based, which is fine. But From Software combat,
a lot of it's about timing as well.
I mean, if you haven't had like the time in a From Software game to sharpen yourself up, yeah, I'm sure it does feel like timing.
However, it's not knowledge. Like, yeah, it's knowledge based if you decide to.
It's not knowledge based either, because there's a fucking book in the game which fucking tells you all this shit.
However, like, so that's just to get a little bit extra up on the thing you're fighting. However, like, a lot of the combat is like dodge roll out of the way of the monster that's attacking you.
Of this Griffin's 3 attacks. I'm sorry, but it's just so basic, man. In comparison, it's better than like Skyrim.
Right, now I know they're similar in ways, but again, the combat is different because the games are so very different. Like,
Totally.
Whereas obviously Bloodborne isn't just about the bosses, but
no,
but the bosses are a main part of Bloodborne, whereas the bosses aren't a main part of Witcher.
But that's why I buy them. Yeah, that's why I buy the games.
Yeah, and obviously there's more to them, but like, you know, the one thing most people talk about when talking about Bloodborne are the bosses. Like,
but yeah. I mean, I can talk about but even like the moment-to-moment combat against like trash mobs is better in Bloodborne, because I mean you can die to fucking anything in those games. In The Witcher, level is a big part of it. Level and build are like a super big part of it, because it's an RPG.
I think it's just unfair to compare them though. They're so different. Like.
Fair enough, but a game that isn't different, because from watching you play it, Horizon's combat looks pretty similar to The Witcher's, honestly. Yeah, you're hunting big things with a variety of tools.
Yeah.
You know, knowledge of the beast is important, stuff like that. And I thought Horizon's combat looked a million times better.
Oh, no. That's something Horizon does better, I will admit that. Horizon's combat's so... Like, Horizon's
It's totally fucking different to Bloodborne, but it's less different to The Witcher. I think it's actually kind of similar.
It's still different to The Witcher, but not different enough where it's unfair to compare them. Because whereas The Witcher is all about like, you know, melee, you sort of Horizon's more to do with like bows, traps, like that's the large chunk of combat. You do have a spear, but you rarely use it unless you're going for a crit strike if you've like knocked an enemy down. It's all about trying to trick enemies into traps. You can turn other enemies against the main one. There's a variety. I get a large feel from actually Metal Gear Solid 5, whereas there's such a variety of ways to go about taking on any enemy in that game.
Yeah, I feel that. The combat looks a bit more fluid than MGS5 though. See, MGS5 has so much to do that it ends up being almost clunky.
I can see that if some fights, if you prepare beforehand, it's fine. But if you like, say you're in the middle of a fight, you forgot to put like your oil on your sword for say a lesson or whatever, then you'll have to open the menu mid-fight, which pauses the fight, but then you have to go through your oils, put it on, come out of the menus. And it can come off as clunky at times. However, Horizon's very smooth to play.
No,
like,
I saw that from watching you play it.
It's very smooth. It's super hard as well. Like it's a very hard game. You also got that from watching me try and take on that big fucker the other day.
Yeah. I mean, obviously I took into account that you were playing it, but you know,
Don't be a cunt.
No, it looked pretty, you know, it looked pretty neat. I like that the AI reacted to some of the shit you did. At one point you put down a trap, and then one of the things he was fighting jumped over the trap. Shit, I was not expecting that.
And then like, I still won that fight though. Like, I was taking on quite a few things. And they were fucking me at every turn, but I somehow managed to come out on top. Horizon, what else do I love the tower system in that game. Now what that game does is it takes some really basic features from like games that like features overused by companies like Ubisoft and whoever made that fucking shit Mad Max game.
Is Horizon not a Ubisoft game?
No, it's Guerrilla, who made Killzone, who were owned by Sony. Yeah, no, it's not an Ubisoft game at all. I mean, I hoped you could tell it by the graphics.
It felt a little Ubisoft-y.
Yeah, with the tower stuff. The actual combat, not at all. I wouldn't even...
True. All I'm saying is that I wouldn't have been shocked if you're like this Ubisoft game. But no, you're correct.
The story is anything better than anything fucking Ubisoft have written in the past like few years. I mean, say maybe Far Cry 3, but
no, I was gonna say Far Cry 3. I know that that's like actually an unpopular opinion. Most people didn't really care for the story in that game, but
no, I enjoyed the story of that game.
I thought it was neat.
But Horizon takes like basic features that have been in a lot of games, and it makes them fun. For instance, the walking towers, like the big fuck off dinosaurs that you've got to try and get on top of.
I guess you're on one of the later ones of those, and there was like fucking shit going off everywhere. It was like, I was like, damn.
Yeah, there's the Snapmaws, which out of everything in that game, the Snapmaws scare the living shit out of me. They're like giant crocodiles basically, and they genuinely. I guess I have a fear of crocodiles then, which I didn't know about. But I actually, when I see one from a distance, I get a massive fear of, like, sense of dread.
And they do have a bit of a toothy grin.
Yeah.
You know in Far Cry 3, when you got bitten by a fucking crocodile, did that jump scare the fuck out of you?
Yes, it did actually, yeah. And the story is captivating, like, God, it's hard to explain. It's there's so much mystery behind what the fuck is going on. Like, you'll be going along, you'll be like, what the hell? And you'll learn something new, and it'll like you can start to piece together this story. I mean, I'm still like maybe halfway through the game, and I'm slowly learning what's going on. Also, Lance Reddick, who played Lieutenant Daniels
in The Wire.
In The Wire, is a mysterious character in it who I still haven't learned who he is yet.
We're watching The Wire right
we're
now.
watching The Wire at the minute.
We might do a Wire spoiler cast at some point after we're done with it. Not that... Well, that's really... it doesn't even need to be a spoiler cast, we just do a podcast about The Wire, or we just speak about The Wire. I feel like you might want us to do that after we finish it.
Yeah, probably. Like a bonus cast like we used to do.
Yeah,
like we did one about fucking Breaking Bad. Anyway, back on to topic. They have these cool things called the cauldrons, which they're like these. They explain where the all these dinosaurs are coming from. The cauldrons are essentially the factories that this. So I think it's a hive mind then, I guess, because again, you're trying to figure out where they've come from, and I found a piece of the story now. That it turns out a company made them, and they realized they couldn't turn them off. They'd fucked the I think coding up or something, and they couldn't turn these monsters off. And they made it though so that they can self-replicate, so that they can have like these robots that can do all the factory work, so people wouldn't have to work in factories and everything. And they fucked up, and that's what I know. And so it looks like the hive mind built robots to build these cauldrons, which are basically factories, to build more robots. And you go into these cauldrons, and once you go through, they're like these massive fuck up labyrinthian places, and you get to the finish. There's a boss fight in there, and then you come out, and there's a few more that you can use your override on then to like turn onto your side. In each cauldron, I think there's 4 of them, so they don't oversaturate it with things. Though, whereas like Ubisoft will have like 60 fucking towers, and by the end of it, it's boring. There's like I think 4 or 5 towers, 4 cauldrons, so they don't oversaturate. They leave you feeling wanting more. Yeah. Or
it's like the outposts in Far Cry 3. I'm only comparing it to Far Cry 3 because it's kind of like a Ubisoft-y game.
Yeah, no, it's taken those features.
Only like good. Yeah, only good. And that's kind of what Far Cry 3 was.
Now, there's one thing in the game that the first few are fine, and they're called the hunting grounds challenges. And the first couple of hunting grounds, there's like I think you should get 9 in total. So there's like 5 or 6 of these different hunting grounds over the maps, and each one has 3 challenges. And then the first couple are fine, they're pretty easy to do. I mean, they're pretty tough if you're a lower level, but holy fuck are they challenging. Because for each one, you can get a half sun, a silver sun, and a blazing sun, I think they're called. A blazing sun's the best one you can get, but there's a very short time limit, so it'll be like shoot the gun off this big fucker and then kill these other 2 smaller fuckers who also have guns that they can shoot you with in like a minute, and you have to kill both, and it's nuts. They're so hard. These challenges, they're kind of like, I mean, they're not as hard as the Chalice dungeons, but they're optional like the Chalice dungeons. Like, it's an extra thing you can do, like an extra bit of challenge if you want to like test yourself. You know that big thing that you saw me fighting? And it had that overpowered sky laser that just started blowing up. Yeah.
Oh
so
yeah, I was like, the fuck?
I went to one of these challenges that I thought I was over leveled for. I'm like 5 levels higher than I should be for it. And the final challenge for it, well, I could only do the first challenge. I did the first challenge. It was hard. It took me, I think, like 10 tries. And then the second challenge I just couldn't do because it consisted of me having to go to the cauldron and unlock, being able to override one of the, I think it was a Ravager. And the third challenge consisted of me having to shoot one of the guns off, or both of the guns off one of those big fuckers, and then use each one to kill two of the, kill a Ravager each within a minute. That's the one I was on about earlier. And I still haven't done it. It's hard. It's so, like, it's not a bad frustrating though. It's frustrating because when I can't do it, it's because I fuck up. Like, there's a certain path, you sort of learn the way you should do it, and I figured out the way I'm going to do it now, but it's super hard, challenging, and it adds an extra thing to do in the game. The game's already really jam-packed with stuff, but it's very enjoyable. Although it makes me want to smash my controller through my fucking screen doing those challenges sometimes. Are you gonna borrow it off me once I finish, try and play it?
Yeah. I actually want to play that way more than I want to play Witcher 3. Honestly.
I mean, that's fine. I mean, by the end of it, Horizon may be... I don't know, it's already sort of getting to the point of Witcher 3.
I just think it looks more up my alley.
It's also stunning. It is.
Yeah, it does look very pretty.
And I can't wait for I think it's called the Frozen Grounds DLC. Obviously, it's actually based in a desert, despite being called the Frozen Grounds. I joke. I think it adds a few more enemies. I've not looked into it too much because I don't want spoilers for the main game.
I bet it'll be a walrus. Call it now. Walrus robot dinosaur.
A walrus robot. I mean, that'd be cool. The fucking robot designs in that game they're wacky and they're fun and they're cool.
Yeah, they are pretty wacky. Yeah.
And some of them are terrifying, like not the Glint Hawk. I don't even know what it's called, but when you first get to the desert area. So the map's very well made. There's like the first starting simple grass area, which once you get past the first walls, it opens up into like a sort of foresty area. And you can follow that round to a thicker forest, but then the story has you go into the desert then. And the first time you step into the desert, it's like the desert of Nevada, you know, like classic cowboy, big fucking canyons and stuff. And you go in and you step in and you just, in the distance, you can see these big fucking birds. And I'm yet to actually fight one. They're so fucking big. That feeling, again, I got the same when I saw Novigrad. But in this desert, there's the big city. There's like the biggest city in the game, which is about the same size as Novigrad. But it's like very leveled. It's heavily leveled city. Like there's like bits at the bottom of this canyon, and then the main city where the slums are at the bottom of the canyon, and the main city's at the top of this canyon. And there's this cool chapel that church that I showed you where they're singing like hymns. And the first time you walk along the big grand bridge that's been built by this tribe, it's breathtaking because the game's so pretty as well. And when I first walked up, the sun was currently setting in the game, and it looked fantastic. I mean, that's all I have to say about the game for now. I'll probably update what I have to say as we get further into it. As I get further into it.
R.I.P. listeners.
R.I.P. listeners. And there's one last topic I wanted to go over in this podcast. I don't know whether you want to still go over it for now or save it. And that's over the game industry in general, and like.
Oh yeah, I've become. I thought I'd have more to say on this, but I mean it's.
The reason I bring it up is because of the delay of Red Dead recently, and it's just made me. It's made me look at Rockstar's, like.
Yo, Rockstar have been trash for like fucking 3 years.
Like,
I mean, GTA 5's great, but
GTA 5's amazing, and the free shit they add into the game is amazing, but it's not really free. No, but it doesn't matter. The quality of the game doesn't matter when you literally can't play it because the business practice is so fucking shady. And yeah, this is my point. So, the thing that had me looking at the business practice is the fact Red Dead's been delayed. Now they did the same with GTA 5. It's just to build up hype. Like, why say that you're definitely going to have it finished by autumn 2017? And then be like, nah, we're going to wait till 2018 to release this now. They did the same with GTA 5. Apparently, who the fuck was it that said it? It might have been Pretty Good Gaming. We're saying that GTA 5 was finished, but they held it off because they wanted to build up hype for the game. And they just held it off, and they get closer to the release date, and then they'll delay it again a little bit. And they're doing it again with Red Dead. They want to build up hype so that people get the pre-orders. And there's no doubt that it's probably going to be a good game. You know, it's probably going to be a very good game. And it's probably going to have stunning graphics.
Well,
I mean, you look at GTA 5.
That's a bad outlook to have, I think. I don't think you should ever go into a game thinking this is going to be good.
I know.
I think because that's shit like that is what started that whole fucking pre-order culture, which thankfully
But
sort of finished.
I'm
now,
not saying pre-order the game. I'm not saying that you should get hyped. I'm just looking at their track record.
You're right.
It's
probably
like
will be.
it's like if Denise Villeneuve were to, you know, with Denise Villeneuve is topical at the minute. It's like if Denise Villeneuve was like, I'm releasing a film next year. It's undoubtedly going to be good. Like
okay, totally.
Like
yeah, okay.
With Ubisoft, you don't get hyped for their games. You don't get hyped for any games really now. But it's
and
like
regardless of whether it is good or not, it's going to sell a fucking ass ton of copies.
Yeah, and
look. I mean, I only want to go into it, but just to the point, I'm not that big on the first Red Dead Redemption.
Ooh, no, I love that game. I got it very far after it came out though, because
yeah, same.
And I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed that game.
I really thought it was pretty average.
I mean,
but anyway.
Several people did. I know people that didn't really enjoy it. I hope they go the same way with GTA 5. I hope they do like heists and stuff in it, because that'd be cool. You know, like Wild West heists.
But there'll definitely be a Red Dead Online.
Did you hear that screaming? Jesus. I'm getting that through your mic. I'm getting that through my mic. Fuck. Apparently someone's been murdered in or around our area. It's stopped now, but there was like people screaming.
Rip.
So the reason I wanted to speak about the business practice as well is it's sort of pushed me away from playing GTA Online anymore. Like,
totally.
I saved up so much cash in that game to play the biker stuff because it looked so cool. And me and my mates, we spend a lot of time trying to save up cash to pay for like the new stuff that's come out. Like the smuggler stuff looks so good, and the FIB stuff looks so good. But we simply can't afford it with the in-game cash. We can't play those missions that they've put in for free because they make it so hard to earn in-game cash because they want you to spend money on the cash in the store. And it's kind of shitty. It's a really shitty feeling because you can't even share cash with people. And like, I want to play those new missions that they've put in, the smuggler stuff, but I can't. I just can't do it. I put so many hours into trying to earn money. We'll do race after race, and it just feels like I'm trying to fucking, what's the phrase? Swim up river?
Yeah. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Sneeze.
Yeah.
Or uphill battle is the phrase, I think.
Yeah, an uphill. Yeah.
And that's we've sort of started playing Wildlands, because despite what people say, it's very fun to play when you have when you have actual friends to play it with. Don't play it single player. It is shit playing single player, and don't play it with randomers because you get dumb cunts. But if you want to play it with a group of 4 friends. It's fucking fun.
I had a short point I was going to make. Over the last few, like, I'll say months, I've sort of moved away from playing, well, partly because I'm poor, but not just that. I've started moving away from like mainstream AAA releases and gone to indie games, right? Because you know, rather than spending 40 quid on a fucking brand new fucking AAA release, I can spend 7 quid on this game in a Steam sale and have just as much fun. Apart from Bloodborne and Dark Souls 3. What I've kind of learned is that you know, they might not have like the best graphics or whatever, or like, and they might be buggy as fuck sometimes, but there's a lot more heart in the indie game scene. You know, even a game like GTA 5, which I enjoy and I think it's a good game, feels so soulless, especially the online. I'm not saying that people's time and effort and hope and shit didn't go into it, but like, it just feels like so sold out. It's really sad. It's actually depressing.
That's one thing I don't want to bring it all the way back round to, and I know I suck Witcher 3's dick, but that game
Really
has a lot of fucking heart. But you suck Bloodborne's dick, mate, so...
Bloodborne's better than Witcher 3.
But,
I can say that because I've played both.
You've played a little bit of Witcher 3.
A little bit, a little 40 hours. Okay, Stephen.
And... Yeah, but... I mean, I'm sure you can say about Bloodborne is that it has heart.
Yeah.
And Witcher 3...
And you know, I only did Witcher 3 to piss you off. Witcher 3 is excellent. And yeah, and those aren't really AAA releases. I mean, they technically are. They definitely get AAA budgets, but only because of the past successes of those companies. I'm talking about anything by Ubisoft, anything by Activision, anything by EA.
Yeah. Well, you know, most of the time I avoid Ubisoft games, but I only bought Wildlands because I had so much fun in the beta. Like the beta was, I got in the closed beta, and the closed beta was so fun.
Yeah, totally.
And so I copped it and bought it. I mean, yeah, I got Mass Effect Andromeda as well, which is like
you know, okay, that one I don't understand. I mean, I do understand 'cause you're a Mass Effect fan, you plan on buying it anyway, but I will be you said you enjoyed it, you know.
Yeah, no, I bought it. I waited.
Your word for it.
I waited, and they updated it. They fixed a lot of the problems, which isn't. I do not agree with that. That's the game when sold should be as it is, but it was fixed and it looked fun, and I bought it, and I've had loads of fun playing that game.
Oh, I assume you played Mass Effect 3 as well.
I played Mass Effect 3, yeah. I played all of them.
Okay, so, how does Mass Effect Andromeda, how far into Andromeda were you? I suppose you weren't that far, but...
No, I'm not that far. I stopped to play The Witcher and finish Horizon, then I'm going to go back to Mass Effect.
Yeah.
I'm going to start Mass Effect Andromeda again.
Okay, would you have said it...
I was nothing to it to say it was better than... I prefer it to Mass Effect 3.
Than 1? Would you prefer it to 1?
Probably not, like, but 1's more nostalgia for me, I think, and I don't want to go back and play it.
I've played Mass Effect 1 quite recently, actually, like last 3 years, right? And, you know, that game has a lot of fucking issues, and I do still really want to play Mass Effect 2. I really want to play it, but I really like Mass Effect 1. The story was great, even if many of the mechanics were balked to absolute fuck. The ideas behind that game were good.
And Mass Effect 1, I don't want to go back though, because I know it's a heavily flawed game.
Yeah.
But I remember it being so good, and just, oh my god, Mass Effect 2. That game is the only reason that the Mass Effect franchise is, like, I think my maybe second or third favorite franchise.
Yeah.
I mean, it's fair to say that, right, Mass Effect 1's story is fantastic, but it's a flawed game. Mass Effect 2 has flaws, but it is...
Yeah,
it's just fucking great, and I'd say it carries the franchise. It carries a lot of the weight of the franchise.
I think that most of BioWare's hype comes from that and Dragon Age Origins. Honestly.
Yeah, Dragon Age Origins wasn't even that good.
Origins was the one that everyone. Yeah,
no, I didn't like it.
I don't have an opinion because I haven't played it.
I don't like any of the Dragon Age games. Yeah, Mass Effect 3. If I go back and play Mass Effect 3, I'd probably end up rating it higher. But as it is, Mass Effect Andromeda is like better than it because it was just 3 was such a disappointment in my eyes.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
And gameplay-wise, Andromeda's so fucking fun. Like going on to each different planet has a different theme, and it's like, each planet's like this big open like expanse, and you use the fucking rocket pack to like find these nooks and crannies and find different secret hidden places and stuff, and like it's fun as fuck. And they fixed that what was it, the buggy thing, the car thing. They've really fixed it. Like, it works perfectly now.
Yeah. Better.
Yeah.
Okay. We thinking wrap up because this.
I'm thinking wrap up. Yeah. We'll cover the rest of the topics.
There's a lot of shit we still need to get to. Oh wait, no, there is a topic that I want to talk about now because it's still my sort of relevant, and this is like the last chance I'll be able to cover it while it is still sort of relevant. Yeah, so I guess Half-Life 3 is never happening. I mean, we kind of knew that anyway. But yeah, with, you know, if you haven't heard, Mark Laidlaw obviously retired from Valve, like, he left Valve like 2 years ago. And he put up on his blog a gender-swapped fanfiction version of what would have happened if Half-Life 3 had been written by him and had come out. And it sounded fucking amazing, and it will never happen. And I'm okay with that because, you know, looking at the state of Valve, yeah, we're talking about the state of the games industry. Valve are the biggest culprit of fuck making good games. We just want money. And it's not that they started making bad games. It's that they stopped making games full stop.
It was so so sad reading how he wanted the franchise to end.
It would have been fucking epic. It would have been fucking epic. But guess I can replace the void in my Half-Life life with guess I'll just make it a full life. I can replace that void with CS:GO crates and Dota skins and
CS:GO Lotto.
CS:GO Lotto, yeah.
So
yeah.
Anyway, I think. Do you know what I think I'll do?
What will you do?
I think I'll end this podcast. Like, not now. I'll just edit it in, of me reading a segment of that, or you can read the segment if you want. Of the story.
Do you want me to come in? Do you want me to come in there and read it down your mic for
clarity?
clarity?
Oh no, not now. I'll just record it and edit it in.
Okay, cool.
Not the entire thing, but the last portion.
It's a little long. No, I want to read that last bit. Yeah.
You can read out the last portion.
Cool, thanks.
And you guys can enjoy that. Thank you for listening today. Sorry to leave on a fairly depressing note.
On a bit of a depressing note. And if this thing, you know, we haven't done this in a long time. So if we were a little droney and a little we're just out of practice. And here we are. I spoke of my return to this shore. It's been a circuitous path to lands I once knew. It's surprising to see how much the terrain has changed. Enough time has passed that few remember me, or what I was saying when I last spoke, or what precisely we had hoped to accomplish. At this point, the resistance will have failed or succeeded, no thanks to me. Old friends have been silenced or fallen by the wayside. I no longer know or recognise most members of the research team, though I believe the spirit of the rebellion still persists. I expect you know better than I the appropriate course of action, and I leave you to it. Expect no further correspondence from me regarding these matters. This is my final episode. Yours in infinite finality, Gordon Freeman, PhD.
The fuck? What the fuck are you on, Gaz?